guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Gina of Gina Renae RM Budgets. It is Vlogmas day 10. Can y'all believe it? I made it to day 10. That's a huge feat for me. I did the 12 vlogs of Christmas before, so I'm getting close to breaking my record. Let's just put that on out there, okay? So for today, I wanted to sit down and do a dedicated video to my paycheck budget because it's different than what I'm used to getting. So every year my company pays us a holiday bonus and we're getting it on this paycheck, right? So I want to be very methodical in how I use this budget because I just always feel like it's perfect timing because it's right before the new year starts. So any thoughts that I have toward what I would like to do different for 2025, I can probably align myself to do that with this paycheck. All right, so we're going to go through the whole thing. Now, the only thing is I'm guessing on how much the check will be. All right, because there's several different factors that come into play. All right, our bonuses are always based on a percentage of our annual salary. That's number one. Number two, I'm in a different state than I was last year, so the taxes are different, and we don't know the exact percentage. All right, so all we know is in an email that we got from our company that said, even though they still struggled fiscally over this year, they are in a position to give us a little bit more than what they gave us last year. All right, that's all we know. So I felt that the safest way to go is, because I know there'll be more taxes taken out of this one, plus a little bit of an increase. And so I just kind of like combined the two and felt like it was fair to just go with what I got last year. All right. So I felt like the amount I got last year would include the extra taxes that I'll get taken out this year, plus the extra amount of money that I'll be given. Maybe they'll cancel each other out. So that's the number I'm going with. All right. So just so you know, I don't know. I mean, yes, I hope it's more, but I want to be on the safe side. All right. So last year, my take home pay with my bonus was $4,000. All right. My son, nothing changes. He gives me $200 every 2 weeks. And because I'm a bi-weekly budgeter, my paycheck will cover from the 11th through the 24th, roughly, well, the 25th, but ain't nothing going on Christmas Day. All right. And so right in here, I will also get a YouTube check, which I'm predicting, well, it's not predicting, it is $120 after taxes. All right. I always take 30% off the top. So this is what I'll be left with after taxes. Okay. So let's go ahead and add this up. All right, so we got $43.20 to budget with, okay? So now let's move down to my fixed expenses. If you've been following me, I always call it MCI, but what it is it's the mortgage, a principal payment to my dad's mortgage. It's my car payment and my car insurance, all wrapped into a payment, but I break it in two and I pay it in halves every 2 weeks. All right, so that half is $980. All right, and for this particular bill, I'm a month ahead. All right, so the two halves that I pay in December are for the January mortgage, car note, and insurance. All right. Something new is my daughter's car payment. You guys know she's pregnant. She got a lot going on. She's been kind of sick. Not bad sick, but, you know, typical pregnancy sick. So she's been kind of missing quite a bit of work and stuff like that. So I was already paying $200 every 2 weeks toward her expenses. But what we decided was that I would just take over her car payment. And that way, that would be one less bill she has to worry about. So now, instead of $200, I will contribute $245 every 2 weeks, but it'll go right to her car payment. All right. Next up, in here, I have to stress this, for subscriptions that I have to pay between the 11th and the 25th is $90. All right. AT&T, my new bill came back. And remember, y'all, I wanted it to go back down to $350. It only went back down to $365. And I'm not sure why, but I'm going to find out. So that's $365. Now, what I want to do is I'm already a month ahead for my mortgage, car note, and insurance. Her car payment is due on the 25th, so this and the other half will pay her car payment on the 25th. Okay, so it's for December. I have somewhere in my notes how I'm going to get a month ahead on hers too. All right, so this is everything that I have due. Normally I have a nail net payment due, but because of the 3-month forbearance that I have, it's not due this month, right? So the other thing I want to do is I want to get a month ahead on my subscriptions and my cell phone bill. All right, so my subscriptions don't say nothing. It's $300 a month, but keep in mind, this is subscriptions for my whole house, for my husband, everything all lumped into one. It's $300, so I'm gonna save half of that, right? Because then I'm gonna do another half on my second December paycheck. And then AT&T, I want to do half of AT&T, which I'm trying to get a new iPad, so I'm assuming my bill is going to shoot back up to like $400, so half of it would be $200. And then also, I have a medical bill that I'm trying to chop down, so my plan is to just give them $50 every time I get paid. All right, so let's see what we're at now. $2,080. Gosh. All right. So we're starting off with $43.20 minus $2,080. All right, we got $22.40 remaining. All right. So now we're gonna come up here to my food and expenses. All right. So every 2 weeks, I do $300 for food. I do $100 for household type stuff. I'm gonna do $50 for gas. I do $200 for spending, and then $50 for miscellaneous. All right, so let's add that up. $700. All right, so from the $22.40, we got $15.40 left. All right. Now, with this remaining amount, I'm trying to pay off some debt to free up some cash flow. These are my last few debts, and I'm trying my best to get rid of them. All right. So my Platinum Capital One, the balance is $455. One of my Quicksilvers is $255 because I've been paying them down and not using them. So I figure while they're small, I'm going to go ahead and get rid of them. And then QuicksilverOne is $335. And then Affirm, I have one account to pay off, and it's $75. All right? So let's see what we got. Okay, that is $1,120. Okay? So that's going to be subtracted from the $1,540. $420. I got left $420 to save. All right. So this is the only things that I'm working on for savings. All right. My buffer, I usually just even out this amount. So I'm going to give my buffer $20. So minus 20. Hopefully you guys can see this. My grandson, that's Legend. I always put up 50 a pay period for him, and that leaves us with $350. So I break that up between my personal and joint savings. So I'll give my personal $150, and my joint, the last 200. All right, so let's add this up. That equals 420. And taking that from that 420 is 0, giving me a zero-based budget. All right, so my prayer, you guys, is that this ends up being more. I'll even take, if it's several hundred more, it won't be much more, but maybe several hundred more. And if that's the case, then the only thing I'll do different is I'll add more to maybe these 3 savings. I may give my grandson another $50 or $100 and then divvy up the rest here. All right, so I have something different that I'm doing for 2025 that I'm going to discuss with you guys in a different video. All right, so stay tuned for that. And yeah, let's see. I'll come back and do another video probably tomorrow when I get paid, so we can talk about the actual amounts and what I'm doing different. All right, so I hope this is helpful. I wanted to do it on paper because I'm not sure about this amount, so I don't want to be scribbling and whiting out in my budget book. I want that to be cute. But I wanted to do it this way for people who, just to show you that you don't need a budget book to get started. Don't let that be your excuse as to why you're not starting, because you don't have the necessary supplies. You can literally get a notebook like this from Walmart or Dollar Tree for $1. And I'm just using a pen and a calculator. Okay, you got a calculator on your phone. You don't even need a physical calculator. You have one on your phone. Get started now. There's no excuse whatsoever. All right. If you have any questions, comments, feel free to leave them in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video. And don't forget to pray that my paycheck is more than what we're hoping for. We're budgeting for. We don't call it hoping, it's budgeting. And just keep in mind the amount that I discuss with you guys, right? The amount that I choose to share on YouTube. This is after I tithe, after health insurance, all kind of deductions are already taken out. And I do have an auto savings that goes to my personal account. So this number here is in addition to what automatically goes there, if that makes sense. So this is after everything else. All right, let's just put that out there. I don't share my tithing because it's not something that I feel you brag about. It's just automatically something that you do. And plus, I know people have different opinions about to tithe or not tithe, but that's my personal choice. And so I don't share it because I don't want to open that up to other people's opinions. All right. So as always, you guys, I wish you what? Peace, love, and prosperity. Bye, y'all.